Welcome to round 7 of the Race Spec Saturday Pacific Endurance League at Hungary, the 4.3 kilometer circuit with 8 turns to the right and 6 turns to the left. Now today we have a debutant commentator of Ferrari Pro. How are you doing today, Ferrari Pro?
Yeah, pretty good. I'm Black Moon 14. I'm looking forward to having my debut here at Hungary for commentary and that. Obviously this is all new to me, but yeah, it should be a new experience. Very fun.
Well, I hope you will enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to doing a bit of commentating with you today. Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting one. Maybe a bit hard to overtake around this circuit, but hopefully we'll see a bit of overtaking. Hopefully. And yeah, a couple of overtaking zones. The two DRS zones, first one leading down to turn 1 and the second one leading down to turn 2 are obviously going to be the key points that we're going to see some overtakes. And of course, I'm sure we'll see that the weather will play an impact on this race. Whether we get some wet...
If any of the drivers are watching this, tell us in the chat what the weather will be like.
Yeah, definitely. We'd love to know. And hey, Buster, how you doing as well? Good to see you're always in the chat with us. What you cooking for dinner? Shout out to Buster, who's cooking his dinner and is not racing tonight.
Yeah.
So I'll just apparently I'll just turn you up a little bit.
So no one is out on the track yet. I guess they're all trying to sort out their setups and
maybe.
Yeah, we got one.
Might be potentially could be wet, and that's why no one's coming out.
Yeah, could be right a wet session maybe.
Yeah, well, looks like it's going to be a sunny quali. Definitely, but might be a wet race there. Everyone's taking their time, but either way, we'll go on track action here with Dan the Racer in the Alfa Romeo, who's going to be the first one out on the track. And I'll just get all my telemetry stuff up so we can see what is happening. And yeah, in fact, you know, while there's a bit of quiet on track, you know what I might do? I might bring up the standings for you guys at home there. Now, unfortunately, you won't be able to see this, Ferrari Pro, but what I'll do is I'll rattle off the standings just for the viewers at home. We've got Eye Contrast sitting in P1 position in the standings, with Plevs only 8 points behind him in P2, and Scotty in 3rd. He's a little bit further back there, but definitely a championship contender is Scotty. GeForce Zach JW in 4th. Tinselman in 5th, Crazy Kiwi in 6th, Ferrari Pro. Hey, that's you in 7th.
Yeah, man.
Look at you go in that tight midfield battle there. It's very, very tight. And then we've got Honest Crook, who's a reserve, Combat Wombat in the Haas, and then Kickbutt Kiwi rounding off the top 10. Now, you know what I might do? I might let you take us a lap of Dan the Racer around this track.
Alright, so as he comes into turn 1, a bit wide on the entry, but he gets nice exit on the exits. Braking around the 50 meter mark, a bit wide, but you can make up time on the exit. Clips the apex nicely. I need to bring up my track map, sorry everyone. But in the turn 4, make sure not to get too... Ooh, yeah, he just gets it. Turn 5, we got yellows in sector 3. As we head up into the chicane. Very nice. Now, where are we on circuit? Alright. As we head into turn 9, you can usually take around 6 in this flat in 6, but he takes lifting off a bit. Turn 11, or turn 12. Can you get turn 13 right? This is a shocker for some drivers as they can spin on that white inside curve there. Turn 14, get a nice entry, nice exit. And then that is a lap with Dan the Racer, as he sets provisional pole for 1:17.8.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll want to improve a little bit on that time there. Yeah, that tricky uphill section at the end of Sector 1, Turn 4, always got to be careful not to invalidate that lap there. We've got a couple of guys coming out on the Why is my thing telling me he's on the medium tyre and yet he's on the soft tyre? That's interesting. Sure, okay. Tinselman also on that medium tyre in the Mercedes. So that is going to play, I think, a bit of strategy into this race, because the soft tyre is not really a tyre you want to go racing on at the Hungaroring. It's not going to really last too long, so they're going to want to try and qualify in the mediums. But most people are choosing on softs. Maybe it might be a wet race then. But yeah, you see Scotty there with a 15.8, taking a provisional pole at the moment. Yeah, I'm not sure why that's telling me he's on a medium.
Contrast is on the flyer.
Contrast there. He's on that, choosing to go on the soft tyre there. Scotty still holding pole. Tinselman in second there with 16.7. About a second down on the medium tyre, which is roughly the gap you'd expect, I guess, off that section. And it'll also be interesting to see, you know, what kind of setups everyone's choosing to run, going for that full downforce or choosing to save a little bit to help them get past other cars on the straights. You've got to make that trade-off, don't you? Really, you know, choosing what you're gonna do. Anybody in the chat there? Anybody know what the weather's like in the race? That'd be nice to know if anybody could get onto that for us. Yeah, I contrast there. He's on a flyer, is he at the moment? No, he's
going into the pits.
Yeah, okay.
He must think that the tyres he might be changing a different strategy. The tyres maybe gone onto the mediums.
Yeah, still a few drivers in the pits at the moment as well. Rip the beats there.
Pato with a 121.5, then Combat Wombat with a 117.9, Dan the Racer 117.8. So it's fairly tight between. It's actually fairly tight between like all of the field right now.
It really has been. I don't know. You've been driving in this tier quite. Oh, he's really taken a lot of that entry and exit curve as he invalidates that lap. He's going to be going again on that one. Yeah, it really has been tight. We've been watching those times in quali and even in the race. And there's a yellow flag there. Is that Fire Sky who's gone around? Yeah, it looks like he's got going. He
clipped the inside third, maybe?
Yeah, I think he's taken a little bit of down. Yeah, he's just knocked off the end plate there on the left-hand side, so he's going to come in and change that wing. He's gone out in the mediums, as we can see, but the graphic is telling us that it is soft. So I'm not sure what's going on here with this dodgy tyre information we're getting in the com box.
That's the same with Rip the Beans.
Yeah, odd. It's apparently a dry race. Thank you, Sandeezy, for letting us know in the chat there. So yeah, a lot of people are opting to go on that soft tyre for the race. I mean, I'm sure there'll be safety cars as well. And that first corner to T1, if we all remember how that ended in the actual Formula 1 a couple of months ago with that bowling manoeuvre by Bottas. You know, it's a bit of a dangerous turn one. It's very wide, very open. Does close a little bit on the apex, but yeah, you got that opportunity to go 3 wide into that first corner. And it does tend to pull in some incidents. There's a Rip the Beans goes purple in the second sector. He's on a bit of a flying lap here. And we'll follow this through and see how he comes. Is he coming around the final corner of turn 14, that last hairpin, making sure he gets a nice exit onto that straight.
Open the DRS across the line. What will it be? It's provisional pole for 1.115.6.
Good, almost 2/10 clear of Scotty there. Yeah, he Rip the Beans was our debutant last weekend, and he was very strong in quali, very strong in the race, and looked very comfortable. Unfortunately, dropped it and DNF'd in the race, which is a real shame for him. So he's going to want to make up that travesty that was last weekend and try and do a better job this weekend and keep it together. Well, Plebs has finally decided to come out. It is a bit of a shame that we've only got 15 tonight. I'm not sure the reason for the lower numbers, but well, that means everyone will be scoring points tonight if they can finish.
Yeah, so that'll be a big cost for the championship. If everyone can finish with the way they want, the position they want, they will be getting some good points.
Yeah, Pleb's opting to go into the medium tyre here as well, so that'll be interesting to see what time he can do. And I might take you around a lap of this Hungaroring, this 4.3 kilometre circuit, with the onboard of Plebs as he heads down the main straight with the DRS wide open, hitting 8th gear now, wondering what speeds he just braking 193 miles per hour, braking just at the curb, gets it nicely hooked in, keeps third gear to carry that momentum down the hill. And coming now down turn 2 with the DRS7, how late can you brake in here? But you don't want to go too deep through here. Get the car turned around nicely so you can cut across and get nice and straight, heading up through the end of sector 1 up to turn 4. Important he doesn't invalidate here, uses the entry curb, and nice and close to the edge of that curve there, nicely done. And now coming into this tricky little chicane, little car on the right, gets out of the way. He takes a lot of that second curb there, but the car seems very compliant over these curbs. And see how he runs through the middle sector here. This is where I think he'll lose a bit of time on those soft tyres. This fast right-hand corner of turn 11, ending that sector, and he doesn't get invalidated going wide. Pretty generous on the track limits there. And then now rounding off the last couple of corners, just be careful not to throw it all away in these last couple of corners. And yeah, he's getting those apexes hooked up nicely on those medium tyres, but we'll see how he goes with... I'll let the time do the talking at the end of this lap about how he goes. Yeah, we'll see where he pops. Yeah, very good lap there from Plevs on the medium tyre, and it's gonna, and same with eye contrast. They're very close there in that medium pack there. Eye contrast, Tinselman, and oh, there's a sideways Tinselman,
and he's lost his end plate.
Yeah, just getting out of the way. There's a couple more cars coming past here now. He's just getting well out of the way. He's clear to get back.
He must
on the
have
track.
dropped it on the exit curb outside of 3.
Yeah, I think that's Plevs coming across. Plevs has done his lap, so he should be okay. Although there is a car now behind him now. Hopefully he doesn't get in the way of this guy. Could be... Yeah. So, but he's got his lap in, which is important. And yeah, those guys setting very respectable times on those medium tyres. But yeah, his car... Sorry,
Scotty's just gone over the curb on a flying lap.
Yeah, he's on that out lap there. There's Ola and Firesky trying on the medium tyre still. He's sitting down in P14. But yeah, Plevs' car looked very compliant all over those curbs. I was quite impressed. He must have got that car set up nicely on those curbs, and I think that really does help as well, increasing that ride height so you can really abuse those curbs. There's a lot of time to be found on the track by yeah, I wouldn't say abusing, but taking liberties over the curbs, as we see Jamie JW there setting purple in sector 2. He's just coming around the final corner now. Yeah, Buster, you know, I think the track limits... personally, I enjoy the track limits on this game a little bit more than, as Jamie JW there goes to third position with a 16.4. I really enjoy the track limits on this iteration of the game compared to last year's. I think last year was a little bit too strict in places that it didn't need to be strict on, and this game sort of is balancing him out a little bit more. You can go a little bit wide here and there like they do in real life, but it still does punish you if you're going to try and really abuse those track limits and try and gain some time. I don't know what you think. What do you think about the track limits in this game for iPro?
Yeah, I reckon they are understandably right. Like if you go over the white line, you will get invalidated. It's the same with real life, but I get those moments whenever I'm on a hot lap that you can just get invalidated just going on the white line, like not going fully off the circuit, of course, but just putting 2 wheels on the white line. So it can be very buggy like that, but it'll be something that Codemasters have to fix.
Yeah, and yeah, Buster, yeah, I agree there with Frypo. It does seem to be inconsistent, that is a thing, and I think it's more how you carry that speed off the track. I think the game is quite sensitive to how you do that. If you carry the speed off the track at full throttle, the game's going to punish you. But if you lift off a little bit, the game can be a little bit lenient. Tinselman's really taking his time getting around the track there with that damaged Mercedes. But he's set a good respectable. Look how close it is though between those guys there. Just a tenth, 2 tenths separating that middle pack there in the medium tyre. I think they'll be quite happy, quite safe there. And Honest Crook hasn't set a lap yet. We might just have a look how, and he's just starting that lap. We might just follow along with this lap and see how he does on his first flyer. But I think they're quite safe up there on those medium tyres. Yeah, it's that choice. Do you go again and try and improve on the medium tyre, but you're going to take some life out of it? Or do you choose to maybe go out on the soft tyre and do a recce lap on that soft before maybe abandoning it if you don't need to?
Yeah, if I was them, I would be going. I would be sticking out in the mediums and just saving as much wear. Well, not wear, but like saving as much percentage in as possible. Like go for one, come back in, go for one. Yeah.
Yeah, they might come on out at the end there on the soft tyre and then choose not to set that lap, depending on where they are. So we'll see about that. Yeah, Buster, what do you reckon? Plebs, is that in that order? Plebs first and then eye contrast, you reckon, for the podium?
I reckon. I reckon plebs will. It'll be a close one between them. I reckon plebs will get it against eye contrast.
Oh, okay. All right, we've got a couple of early bets there. Pretty confident. We'll see how we go.
I mean, we don't have Oz Formula here to ruin their party, so no offense, Oz Formula, if you're watching the stream, but
Yeah, it was great though, that last battle in Austria. Fantastic to see. Was it four or five or even more? It was 6 of them racing. Eye contrast plebs, the 2 Mercedes, Rit the Beans, and Oz Formula, all involved in that battle, and Scotty as well. It was great to see so many cars battling so close on the pace, and that's what we love to see.
Just coming through that turn 10. That turn 11 tricky corner that I think it was Tinselman that lost it on. No, yeah. That wasn't Tinsel.
The Mercs won too. We'll see how strong the Mercs are at this track. They were very strong in Austria, and I thought they were gonna do a 1-2 as well last week. But yeah, they just had a few unfortunate errors and unfortunacies to combat to top 5. You reckon? Combat to top. Well, we'll see how he goes. You know combat better than me, Ferrari. What do you reckon?
Yeah, combat will have a good race, I reckon. I reckon they will all have good races, but combat will have a good race. Stay out of everything, buddy, and then you'll get a good result.
Alex Peder there on the medium tyre, jumping up into P4 with a 16.3. Now that's going to worry those guys on the medium tyres of Plebs, Contrast, and Tinselman and Zach, because yeah, it's only 3/10 quicker, but that's made a big difference. And I think we can see them all coming out. There's start to see a bit of traffic there in that last sector. There's a bit of cars tripping over each other here. Hopefully they get away nice and clean, but yeah, I think we're going to be in for this. This is going to be the last part of the qualifying now, as all these guys are going to start heading out on flying laps, all on the medium tyres.
Everyone, this is going to be a good ending. This will be close. Alex Pato, no, he's just back there. Oh, he might be on another one.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. What have we got? Yeah, Tinselman's going to want to improve on that time on the medium, and so is Zach JW. But they've got those soft runners just below them there who are going to also look to do. Who's going to be first across the line here? That's Twitch Liddy is invalidated, so he's going to be going again. Who else have we got here now? Plebs coming round also on the soft. He's gone out on the soft tyre, has Plebs. He's changed his strategy a little bit there. Last minute call. Eye contrast sticking to the medium, so we'll see how this plays out. Buster wants to know when you're racing again for Ferrari Pro. Are you still injured? And he hasn't seen you at the Sprint Cups either. How are you doing? Maybe you want to tell the viewers that you're still good.
Yeah, Buster, I'm going alright, man. I'm just not having the best time with my tailbone after having a procedure on it, so I don't know when I'll be back to racing, man. Hopefully soon. But
what was that? Plebs just parked it right on the finish. I'm not sure what he was doing there, but that was not a good move from Plebs there. Just parking it on the finishing line. Tinselman heading straight, and that's caused a yellow flag. Combat Wombat as well. Yeah, and it wasn't even the end of the session. So I'm not sure what happened there from Plebs. Hopefully those cars get cleared away before the rest of the guys come round. You see a couple of cars just switching. Who have we got? Who's that Ferrari coming around the back there? They're coming into the pits at the end of the lap. The cars are cleared away now. We've only got a few cars left on track there. My name is Scotty there, having provisional pole with a 15 dead at the moment. Pipping Rip the Beans. My name is Jeff on a... he just invalidates. He's gone a little bit too wide there. That's a shame. Let's follow on with eye contrast is backed out. Jamie JW just coming around the track, the last corner now. There's this tyre still on the track there. He improves to 15.9 to P4. And yeah, that's throwing a big spanner in the works now. Our contrast still down there. I think Plev's actually set that time on the soft tyre. He's going to be starting on the soft tyre, which is probably not ideal for him. Who have we got left? Fire Sky's coming round the last corner now. Rip the Beans is pit, so is Jeff. I think this is going to be the last car doing a lap now. He improves to P10, knocking Zach JW down to P11 out of the top 10. Wow, oh, that was a bit of last bit of qualifying action. Jeez, I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, that I told you it would be a good end in the quali.
It always is, isn't it?
Yeah, these drivers, they're very close in pace. A lot of them could be up the top, a lot of them could be down the bottom, and some of them have their bad days, some of them have their good days.
Yeah, and I'm sure there'll be a discussion in the paddock afterwards about what happened there on that, as the viewers want to know what happened with Plevs. I'm not sure. That was odd. I mean, sometimes you see a few of the guys messing around maybe when qualifying is finished, but qualifying was not over then. There was still a lap to go, so I don't know why he literally just stopped on track. I'm sure there'll be a lot of questions asked after and what happened from that incident, and we will try get back to you about that when we have some more information. But
I'm
Scotty,
sure
P1
just finished his lap.
He had just finished his lap, but
yeah,
the qualifying had not ended yet. He could still have done another lap potentially.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. But anyway, we'll move on. We'll find out, see if we can find out what happened for you folks. But yeah, Scotty, P1 on the soft tyre. Rip the Beans, P2. Chronic Saints in P3. Jamie JW, P4. My name is Jeff in P5. Then we have our first medium runners of Tinselman and Alex Pato in the Ferrari. Plevs in P8 on the soft tyre. He ended up changing to the soft tyre last minute. There will definitely be an investigation, I'm sure, Aussie Blake. I Contrast in P9 on the medium tyre. And Ola and Fire Sky rounding off the top 10 on the soft tyre. Then further down we've got Zach JW, Twitch Liddy, Dan the Racer, Honest Crook, Combat, Wombat and Kavudi, who must have been a late joiner, I'm guessing.
Yeah, he might have not got a time in, but it'll be interesting to see those drivers that are fairly fast down the bottom of the field make a comeback up through the race, and I'm guessing they would be getting some comebacks.
So Plevs has apologised for that incident, but we're not sure what actually happened, and we'll get you the information as soon as we know, and it'll be hot off the press. But yeah, it'll be all strategy.
Was very weird.
Yep, strategy.
It looks like a dry start.
Yep, I think it's a dry race. I think we were told earlier as well, so I don't think there's any rain to worry about. And I think we'll see. What would you imagine? Most of the field after the top 10 starting on medium tyres, maybe a couple on the hards?
Yeah, I reckon mediums. Take them to about lap 20, lap 25, or even if there's a safety car earlier, maybe. And then go over to the hards.
Yeah.
So it's a gamble, but I reckon it would work.
Yep. And then... and obviously those top 10 guys, differing strategies, some soft and some medium. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out for those guys. So we'll keep an eye on those. And I'll just get all my my telemetry up for you guys. And we'll see what tyres... There's quite a few soft runners at the back there, which is very interesting.
Maybe they know something that we don't, maybe?
Well, I think they're just going aggressive, right? They're probably expecting safety cars. Would be my guess, and they just want to go aggressive. I don't think what has not ended well for a lot of people is choosing to stay on the hard tyre during safety cars. They just have not been able to get temperature into them, and it's always gone wrong for a hard compound, from my experience of watching. So anyway, we'll just round off the order for you guys at home. There's Scotty, P1, great pole lap from him. Rip the Beans, second race, and he takes P2, and with Chronic Saints in P3 in the Mercedes on the soft tyre. Jamie JW, also on the soft tyre, along with My Name is Jeff. Great start, great qualifying from him as well. The Tinselman, first of the runners on the medium tyre, along with Alex Pato in the Ferrari. Plevs, last minute change to soft tyre in P8. P9 I Contrast on the medium tyre. Ola and Fire Sky on the soft tyre behind him, running off the top 10. We've got Zach JW in the mediums, Twitch Lee on the softs, in the Alpha. Dan the Racer also in the Alpha on the mediums. Differing strategies down there, Alfa Romeo. Honest Crook on the mediums. Combat Wombat on the softs. And Kavudi, a late joiner, on the mediums. So, one person may not score points today.
He's racing with a balaclava on.
Yeah, that's an interesting bug. I've seen that a few times. He opting to not go for the helmet choice. He probably thinks it's a little bit quicker. You know, a little bit less weight.
He's binned it.
Oh, that's not good. Interesting strategy
there. Maybe the wind was
getting
in his eyes, or
yeah, with that maybe choosing to not wear a helmet just wasn't the ideal solution to the racing. Is he still going around at the back there?
Yeah, he's still going around. He's just on his way. He's racing with number 3, so he's supporting Daniel Ricciardo this race.
Aha. Alright, you know, he's coming around. The car's been held for a little bit longer. I don't think you lose temperature at this stage. They only drop temperature when the lights start to go. So that won't affect anybody from waiting too long. Okay, so we are about to get going on this race. And I do hate it. There's a bit of glitch on the timing board there. Right on board with Chronic Saints as that camera angle is not too great. Lights out, and away they go. Chronic Saints gets a great start on Rip the Beans. And coming down to there's someone going around the outside there. The Red Bull, the inside, down the inside. 3 wide into the first corner. Mercedes trying to get around the outside there. Hasn't quite pulled it off. How have we got going? I think everyone just about made it through cleanly.
Everyone's taking the runoff. A lot of people are taking the runoff.
Scotty there holding on to P1.
That was a really good start there by Chronic Saint. He made a good jump there from Rip the Beans. Oh, we got Kavudi in the background. He spun.
It's gone around
just
again,
outside of turn 2.
Zach JW not having a great time on that start. Scotty's still leading the race here. He's had a good start to get away with that. Tinselman dropping a position and Plev's gaining a position on the soft tyre there. Also, eye contrast dropping. It looks like the soft runners have made good advantage on those tyres compared to the medium runners. We'll just have a look at this little battle. There's cars all over the place here. Plev's trying to make a move on My Name is Jeff. And not quite, I think Alex Pato just there sitting behind him there. Oh, we see him going quite wide there, and the Red Bull as well. Is he going to make a move? Is that a Mercedes? No, eye contrast there, trying to make a move. Yes, he does get past Ola in Fire Sky and gets through past that Red Bull, making back up that position that he lost on the start. As we see Jamie JW retired into the wall on the main straight. I wonder if this is going to trigger a safety car, virtual safety car.
It's a safety car. So that'll bring the pack a bit closer.
It's still sitting on a virtual, still hasn't... I think the car's been cleared. I think we're not going to get a safety car. I think that'll just be a virtual. Something has gone wrong with the timing boards with Tinselman here. It says there's a minute down, which is not right.
Yeah, it says it for me also.
Yeah, he must have just lost that on that exit corner and just gone round and straight into the wall. But he's not going to be happy with that.
He's doing really good there in P4 on the mediums.
Yeah, it's a shame for... Yeah, shame for Jamie there. Just not even one lap into the... Well, he was one lap. Yeah. And hopefully we'll get this race...
spun at the end at the final corner there. Got too much exit maybe. And he's left the session. So he's out of his car and he wouldn't be a happy man.
Indeed, he would not. Hopefully this virtual is not going to last too much longer. We can get going here, but that doesn't mean now that everyone will get points as long as they finish. Back down to 15 drivers. Zach just did not have a great start. He's dropped off that pack there with Kavudi at the back. I'm not really sure what happened to him, but I think he was on that medium tyre, I believe. Yep. So it has gone a little bit better for those. Oh, we're back to racing again.
Move back to Gran. So Scotty leads the way away from Chronic and Rip the Beans. Then Tinselman, My Name is Jeff, Plebs, Alex Pato 94, Eye Contrast, Ola in Fire Sky, and then Dan the Racer, the top 10.
Twitch Liddy looking for a move on his teammate there, just pulls back in behind him, choosing not to go for it yet. He'll want to get past him. He's on the soft tyre. He does. Yeah, he did. He managed to get past there. I think maybe Dan just let him go fast. Maybe a bit of team orders in there, considering he's on the soft tyre. The gaps at the front seem to have spaced out a little bit, and I think this is definitely a race where they're going to want to settle into a rhythm, and just try not to do what Dan the Racer just did then and pick up a penalty already. It's a long race. You don't want to be doing that so early into the race.
Yeah, it's looking fairly clean between all of them on this opening lap of the restart. So, oh, Combat just losing it there, but he saves it. Big tank slapper.
Yeah, he's just not quite on the back of these guys. The Honest Crook looking for Dan the Racer. They're both on that medium tyre. They're Honest Crook on the soft tyre. And Rit the Beans getting very close to the back of Chronic Saints there.
He's looking for an overtake soon, as quick as he can.
They've got DRS now as well. And as you see, switch of fastest lap. Yep. He doesn't have DRS in front of him.
He's going to go for the dive.
Down the inside.
Gets it done nicely, but Chronic gets the switchback. And he's back in P2.
Retakes that
These
position.
guys are going for it.
Manages to hold on to it.
So good driving there from the both of them.
Yeah, good job, Chronic Saints there, retaking that position. I don't think he's going to look up the hill here now. It's a little bit sketchy coming up around this fast corner. Not ideally a place you want to get the move.
A bit too close.
Big shift of position down the bottom.
Made up some places.
There's battles happening all over the place at the minute. Twitch Liddy on Ola and Fire Sky. Bit of a position change down there with Alex Pater. He's dropping right off. I wonder if he's taken damage of some sort. He's dropped down the field. Not sure why. I wonder if we can get a good camera angle here of his front wing. Yeah, he's lost the end plate on the left-hand side. Some contact has been made somewhere, and that's costing him a lot of time, especially around this high downforce circuit. It's going to really affect him. Combat Wombat looking for a move on Dan the Racer here, down the inside.
Very
nice.
He
takes that position there. But Dan the Racer is going to have DRS, he's gone wide on that second to last corner of turn 13 there. He's still in that DRS range, but as we see the first car coming to the pit. Chronic Saints, you're right, has taken the lead off Scotty. Might just jump onto... Oh! There's Chronic Saints sliding around in turn 1, sorry. He's trying to get the car. Oh, this is a terrible position here. Just waiting for a gap in the traffic to get the car going.
Oh, that's a real shame. Oh, and he's lost his front wing.
Yep. Oh, that's a costly
that'd be
mistake
frustrating
there.
for him. But
Very
his teammate
costly.
makes it up in the third, but I don't think Chronic would be very happy with that. He'll be wanting to...
Playing into the hands of the guys who started a little bit low down there, our championship rivals, Plebs and I Contrast. Scotty at the minute holding that P1 position. But there was Jeff came in also for it seemed to be an early pit stop, switching on to that medium tyre. I wonder if he took some damage as well. There's a little bit of fighting going on as we just jump back onto this battle here for the lead. Kavudi picking up a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. Rit the Beans having a little look there down the inside, not quite.
He'll get DRS and Scotty on the main straight of yellow flag sector 2, and that's Kavudi. Right? He's out. Yep. And that's a safety car.
Yep. Just as he was going to look for that move, Rit the Beans had to back out as that safety car has just been deployed. And, you know, that's going to be that corner, isn't it? That turn 4 high-speed corner. Get that a little bit wrong on that curve, and you are going round. And
Wombat. Boxing.
Opting to, he's chosen to... I'm guessing he'll be switching onto that medium tyre. Chronic Saints also choosing to come in for a fresh set of tyres.
So this is going to be a good restart, I reckon. They're all on if they keep the heat up in their tyres, they'll get grip off the start, and then we won't have DRS for 2 laps. So I don't think Rip the Beans will be getting the overtake on Scotty down in the turn 1, but maybe in the 2. We'll never know.
Interesting. Chronic Saints choosing to go on the hard tyre. He's wanting to go long on the hard tyre, but I don't think he's going to be able to take the hard tyre all the way to the end of this race. So that's a bit of a stretch, maybe. Yeah, we'll see how that plays out for him. He's going to maybe struggle on that restart. He is at the back of the grid though, so he'll be able to just play it patient and play the long game on that hard tyre there. But most people choosing to stick on a softer compound. He's a first driver on the hard tyre, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see how his pace goes. Dan the Racer currently the only person with a penalty for corner cutting. Kavudi and Jamie JW are retirees so far in this race.
Yeah, so they've just made their mistakes. They just got too much on the curb, but they'll be both very angry with what they have done. But fair play, fellas. You've made it to the race, and yeah, good quality.
Oh, there, everybody's diving into the pits here. We got some late action on the safety car. This is really going to change the order up here. The top 6 choosing to come into the pits.
So maybe Chronic Saint might have he might have, what am I saying? He might have had a very lucky gamble there.
Yeah, that might have worked out for him. He hasn't actually. I don't know if he's going to get. Okay, he's coming around the last corner now. Not sure. He'll get past some of the pack, maybe not all of them. It's going to be close.
Oh, there he goes. He's in 11th, along with Tinselman's teammate in 10th. So the Mercedes will be looking to work together here on the restart.
Yep, especially with eye contrast right behind them, also choosing to go on that hard tyre. Now there's really quite a few different strategies at play here. Pretty much everyone on fresh tyres now, apart from the top couple of guys who've gained from positions, and the order has gone pretty topsy-turvy. It's almost like we've got a reverse grid somewhat.
Yeah. So this will be a good restart. We'll see a lot of the fast guys in the back making places up, and then hopefully the back markers might, or like the people starting from the back, will have a good battle here.
Yep, there's going to be, I think it's going to be a hectic restart. There's going to be a lot of cars tripping over, just drivers at different pace in different parts of the track with different tyres. It is definitely going to be hectic, and you're definitely going to want to watch this restart here because, yep.
You want to be careful on the safety car also, because of one little tap and you're risking a 5-second penalty and also some wing damage. So the safety car's coming in this lap.
Alrighty, we're about to get ready to get this safety restart. You're right, Combat Wombat is in the top 5, Aussie Blake. It's still a long way to go. We are only 1/10 of the way through this race, so all can change, but it is looking good. He is on that fresh medium tyre. He's sitting pretty good in that spot, so we'll see how Twitch Liddy gets this race restarted. He's going to want to let that safety car, so we'll see when he goes. A bit patient around the last corner. He hasn't gone yet. Oh, and off he goes. Off he goes.
Hammer.
And Dan the racer, great move straight away
distance.
past. Yeah, I think he's good. He's looking down the inside. He's on his
Oh, Honest is looking back again. Was there a bit of contact there?
I'm not sure, but he got past that, and we'll see as they come down here. Otherwise, it's pretty clean through the rest of the few position changes. Eye contrast, making a move already on Chronic Saints. But Twitch Liddy
up the outside there, and he gets it done. Nice job. Heading in the turn.
Oh,
3.
very close to Scotty and Jeff there. Those two teammates at Alpha Tauri. Oh, that's he backs out of that one.
On the outside of Chronic Safe there in the turn 4.
Yeah, that restart has not been good for Chronic Saints on that hard tower, as I was saying before. Obviously, just not having that grip straight away on the restart, and Plays is going to be all over the back of Eye Contrast now on that softer compound compared to the hard tyre.
So Dan the racer with a 3-second time penalty, I'm pretty sure. I'm not good at the spectator menu stuff and that.
Yeah, it's a bit of tricky to get used to it.
Yeah.
Plevs all over the back of Eye Contrast, excuse me. Gets a little bit squirrely on the exit there, onto that dirty air. It's very tricky to follow the cars around this track, but they're going to be stuck in. They're going to be stuck in a bit of a DRS train coming around here. As Tinselman is probably the closest guy coming down into this first corner. So you see a couple of changes of his position further up the front as Rip the Beans gets past there. Combat Wombat. Yes, and he holds onto that position. Combat Wombat dropping a spot there. Tinselman also getting past My Name is Jeff. We see overtakes happening all over the track at the moment.
Twitch Liddy with a comfortable lead right now. He's just a second in front of Honest Crook, then his teammate Dan the Racer, which is 2.3 seconds behind.
Yeah, but he's going to want to pull away that gap. He's going to make Twitch Liddy, the only person on the soft tire apart from Ola and Fire Sky at the back there. He's going to want to start making that gap up and using Honest Crook to hold up the rest of the pack so he can make a bit of a gap and get ahead. Alex Pater around the middle sector trying to look for a move on Zach JW.
And he's slipping on the inside.
think he's just going to be a little bit patient. Going to have, I think, always as Zach has gone wide. It's allowed Alex Pater to sneak through, and he's almost lost 2 spaces. Scotty also looking for a move. No, he's hanging around the outside. Is Scotty there? And which turns into the inside. Scotty has made it through. Also that Mercedes there, also looking to get the move done. And yeah, Zach there just settling in behind him, and he's looking for to get past him again. Moves to the outside. Scotty holding the inside line there, and just about holds onto the position. But I think they're going to be side by side coming into this turn 2. Zach has the inside. Will Scotty be able to take round the outside? You see a Haas also through this section. Combat Wombat. They settle into single file through the high-speed turn 4. And yeah, a lot of action. Look at all those cars so close together now. It's, yeah, you got some fast cars in there with Eye Contrast and Tinselman and Zach and all the, the top championship runners all trying to get through this pack. And Scotty does get past Combat Wombat. It does look like Combat Wombat is starting to hold up this pack a little bit. What were you about to say there?
Twitch Liddy was running wide, and that's maybe cost him a bit of time, which makes Rip the Beans come through in the P2.
Yeah, he's got past on his stroke, hasn't he?
Here. And straight.
He's coming into the pits.
And Liddy heads in.
He's coming into the pits. That's given Rip. Well, maybe he's just not feeling it on those. Well, potentially, you're right. We'll just see as he comes into the pit lane if he has a front wing change. But yeah, he might not be feeling it on those soft tyres. No front wing change. So yeah, just the soft tyre. Maybe it's just not lasting as long and as well as he would like. As we see Scotty making a move. He's making a lot of places on this restart, is Scotty, and it's great for him. He's making a nice gap between him and his championship rivals, and just really cutting through that field is Scotty at the moment. Eye Contrast is getting bogged down at the minute on the hard tyre, stuck behind all the guys in the mediums. Plev's also not having, he's in the same position. Eye Contrast will be not wanting to let him get past, but yeah, a bit of eyes forward, eyes backward for Eye Contrast, whereas Plevs is just looking ahead.
And that's my name is Jeff in the background, Bender at turn 5.
Oh,
maybe he might have got on the curb there, the one that spins you around.
Yeah, that curb.
But
yeah, that insta-spin curb. We all know that one, don't we?
Oh, that's a shocking one, that one. Alex Pato looking very racy against Honest Crook here. You'll get DRS on the main straight here.
And Scotty also all over the back.
Medium laps.
Yeah, what do you reckon? They'll go about 30 laps, something like that, those medium tyres?
Yeah, I reckon 30. Another 30 or 20 maybe.
Yeah, that Ferrari going for the move on Honest Crook, and Scotty sneaking in there as well. Honest Crook taking the racing line, and that's cost him. He's lost 2 positions from there. It's allowed Scotty to sneak in. Is he going to try and fight that? Scotty also looking for a move on Alex Pater. He is flying. He is enjoying this Hungary track, and we are absolutely loving watching him go around here. He's back up to P3. That strategy call to come in for those medium tyres has worked out beautifully for him. Fresh medium tyres, and it's so not working out.
Came back in. I don't think he would have liked the harms. Same as Fire Sky. He's on the softs, so he might be going to extend them for a while. Maybe get some pace. Maybe hope for a safety car.
Plebs really wants to get past the Eye Contrast, hustling the back of that car, putting him under pressure. Yeah, as I was saying before, those hard tyres just... we just seen on time and time again on the restart, the hard tyres just that the drivers just tend to go backwards. You see just in front there, Tinselman looking for a move on Zach. Look at these guys with differing pace. Oh, Plev's almost going into the back of Eye Contrast. Such is the pace difference between those two cars at the moment. And the Alpine, they're holding the inside of the track. They're making Tinselman go around the outside. But they've got that Dan the Racer in front of them. He's going to give them DRS. We'll just jump ahead here as... they're going to go side by side into turn 1. The Alpine not giving any space to that Mercedes. And will he keep that position? Just managing to hold on is Zach there. And yeah, they're going to want to dispatch down the racer very quickly, I think, because look at this group. Look at this pack now fighting with each other. They're getting held up, I think, by that slower Alfa Romeo.
The midfield is very cramped right now, so maybe they're all thinking, hey, give me some space. But just looking for the best position they can.
Thank you, Gavin. I hope you're enjoying watching this, and of course we want to see Ferrari Pro back on track. He excels. That's where he excels, and we love to see the action that he provides on track.
Yo, what's up, Dad? That's my dad.
There you go. Family support is the best kind of support. And Tinselman there looking on the inside of Zach JW. And they just can't seem to get past him. He just, but he's got the job done now here. And also looking at Dan the Racer. He's going to give him a go to get past. Plevs right on the back of Eye Contrast as well. Not quite getting the move done here. And but it is looking like Tinselman is going to get the move done on Dan the Racer quite early there. I wonder if Zach is really going to want to get past right now. Yes, he does get down the inside.
Very close racing here between 5th and 9th actually. To 10th. So this is good for those 5 positions. We're seeing some action here.
Yeah, we want to see Combat Wombat. He has dropped down a little bit down the order, unfortunately. But I'm sure he'll come back later on in the race. He's just keeping up with this pack, just sitting patiently behind, just watching these guys fight it out. And he's playing a bit of a smart game there, not getting involved while these guys... Look how much time these guys are losing behind. Dan Racer picking up another penalty there. Yeah, he's just probably playing it smart, just watching what's happening at the back here, letting these guys fight it out, maybe not wanting to get involved in an incident, and then just waiting for his time to pounce on these guys. As we just have a look at the front guys there, Rip the Beans pulling a nice gap on Alex Pato at the front, but Scotty's hot on the heels of that Ferrari.
Tinsel looking for a move up on the inside of Honest Crook. Now he heads to the outside, yellow flag in sector 2. That's Chronic same.
As he's gone round,
so again, that's turn 5, costing both Chronic and pretty sure it was Kavudi.
Yeah, so he was around that point as well, wasn't he? Yeah. Yeah, it's a tricky one. That one is, you know, if you just don't quite... Oh, as we see Eye Contrast and Plebs both getting past down the Racer now, and there is a bit of a gap there. Alpine's just do a switch there. There is a bit of a gap now into the front of Eye Contrast, meaning he will not have DRS on this next lap, and I'm sure Plevs will want to pounce right now. Combat Wombat also we want to try and get past down the Racer ASAP to keep up with this group now, as they're starting to spread out a little bit as they were been peeling through the pack.
Yeah, it's spreading out a lot now. I mean, the gap to P3 against Tinselman, it's 7 seconds, so I think Tinsel might be wanting to just go as quick as he can to catch up to that, or he could be saving his mediums.
Yeah, they're a bit of the way through the stint now. The tyres should still be in pretty good shape, and they're still going. But what happened, I think, was just resetting the order, wasn't it, really? Just fighting through the pack, getting back to the order that they sort of belong in. And once they've done that, they can now go off and hunt the cars. As we'll see if Plebs can try and make a move now into the first corner. I don't think he's going to be quite close enough to Eye Contrast, really using his battery there. He didn't really gain at all, did he? Did Plebs on that straight? I was surprised from that.
Really. Well, Eye Contrast had DRS and ERS deployed, and Plebs only had his DRS deployed. So, not sure how that affects when you have some car in front, but maybe a couple temps or so.
Yeah, he will put a bit of slipstream from the car in front there, definitely.
Eye Contrast getting very losing that front end in that turn 4.
This is tricky chicane section. Get through there nicely. It's just around that curve. There's a big killer curve that one is. You don't really want to go sending it over there. It's going to unsettle the car a lot. Yeah, the gaps are now starting to open up a little bit. Our closest battle currently on track here between Honest Crook, Eye Contrast and Plevs. And Eye Contrast has really made some gains this lap on the back of Honest Crook, which is not really what Plevs wants. That's going to make it more difficult for him to overtake. But hopefully, yeah, we'll see how this pans out. See if Honest Crook can hold onto that position on that potentially faster medium tyre. as they come down the main start-finish straight now. Eye contrast looking for a move. Tinsel, Honest Crook holding the inside there, but he just is going a little bit deep in there. And gets the switchback, does Honest Crook, but it's going to have the inside down into turn 2 his eye contrast, and he should get that job done here. Plaves is going to get a little bit frustrated now if he cannot get past Honest Crook quickly, because it's going to allow eye contrast to just pull away a little bit from him.
Yeah, eye contrast is playing it really well on those hards, so he seems to just feel comfortable on them maybe.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm unlike Chronic Saints, he was not enjoying the hard tire, but eye contrast there, in it for the long haul, I think. Do you think that he'll be able to take those tires all the way to the end of the race? That's the real question.
No, I don't reckon he could take it to the end. I mean, if he can take it to the end, but they would just be useless at the end. You wouldn't be making up anything. So
Yeah,
he might box with softs or mediums again, but I don't know.
I think I would agree with you on that one. I think he's going to struggle to get... But what we have seen in pretty much every race this season so far is a late safety car, as the fatigue tends to settle in on with these drivers. Yeah, we do see a late safety car and a sprint race to the end. So and their players just going for the inside. Oh, he gets very close to Honest Crook there.
I think they kept it all clean.
Yeah, I think they just avoided contact there. And yeah, Plebs is going to really want to hunt down my contrast now that he's got past him. Combat 1, but also quite close to the back of Honest Crook. So we'll just keep an eye on him and see how he goes with catching up. His tyre's a little bit fresher than Honest Crook's, 6 laps fresher, so he'll have the tyre advantage. So we'll keep an eye on the Haas, as the Olerin Fire Sky and Chronic Saints not making up too much ground there, unfortunately, at the back from a few of their incidents. The pack spreading out quite nicely. Rip the Beans. I think Alex Pato's caught up a tiny bit there on the leader. I remember seeing that he's dropped that gap down from about 2.2 seconds down to 1.7. So maybe Rip the Beans.
Some pressure from Scotty.
Yeah.
Also.
Definitely, yeah. Scotty has caught up to the back of him, so I think he's maybe started pushing. Well, he's got plenty of energy to deploy though, has Alex.
Yeah, and Scotty's only got around the 50 mark, while Alex is around the 80. So I'm pretty sure it's after like 30% ERS you start dying off in straight line speed a bit.
Yep. And eye contrast, having a look at Zach JW, not quite close enough to make the move. Plebs is now on the back of him also, so pressure's back on for eye contrast. Plebs not letting him get away, and Aussie Blake there telling Tinsel to extend the mediums, and as the softs last for only... Extend those mediums, Tinsel. Softs for last 15. So that's the strategy he advises. Our strategist in the chat there, Aussie Blake.
Yeah. G'day Blake, what's going on there?
I think that's doable. Another, well, that's quite a long time on the mediums.
Up to 3 seconds.
Penalty. Yep, it's a long race. The less penalties you pick up, the better, obviously. Especially as we've been seeing with those last-minute safety cars, bunches the pack up, and then those penalties really come into effect. And quite a few people now starting to pick up some penalties. We'll see how they go down the straight here. This little pack, and come out
up the inside of your contrast.
Bit of a late move there. Oops. Yep, down the inside.
They're still side by side. Yep. Good move there from my contrast.
Yeah, just Plebs trying to have a little look there, not going to work.
That was a close call.
A bit of pace difference, maybe. I think it was a slight misjudgment. There's Dan the Racer and My Name is Jeff having a scrap around turn 2. Oh, he's right on the inside there. Just a little bit of a tap on the front wheel, and Dan the Racer getting that position of 10th position, and My Name is Jeff there in 11th. We'll stick on with this battle here. Eye contrast again, getting that job done nice and early, getting past. It's vital that he gets those positions and makes that gap to Plevs. as the medium tyres will slowly starting to fade and the hards come into their own. That gap is going to be very important for eye contrast on plebs.
Yeah, Combat and Honest Crooked in a bit close.
Yeah,
Alex Pato just has the fastest lap at 1:20.5.
So still got pace on those mediums, 15 lap old mediums. It's just keeping that gap.
Rip Beans has got the 2-lap advantage on the tyres, but I don't reckon that'd play much.
Aussie Blake. Oh, maybe the strategy gets better the more beers you have, maybe, Aussie. Yep, that gap has been about similar, hasn't it, between Rip the Beans and Alex Pato? It's sort of yo-yoing around that 2-second mark, whereas Scotty seems to have dropped off. He was right behind Alex Pato. He's dropped now 2 seconds off. So that's interesting. I don't know, maybe he's a bit of tyre wear coming in. It'll be interesting. Just keep an eye on the gap on Tinsel. Yeah, potentially mistakes, yep.
I think all the Red Bull and the AlphaTauris would be looking for a good result tonight, as Red Bull are looking in the real life and AlphaTauri looking in real life for Honda's tribute.
Yeah, we've only got the one Red Bull driver left, Voller and Firesky, but the AlphaTauri is sitting in with some decent points at this current stage. Players just can't seeming to get past Zach here. Rip the Beans there, responding with his own fastest lap. And those two at the front trading off fastest. I think they're pushing each other pretty hard there with that. He'll be watching that delta, both of those two at the front there, and trying to make sure that they either pull away or don't drop too far away. Are we going to see a move from Plebs here? He's got a lot of straight line speed though. Does get the job done down the inside, does Plebs. Very nice move from him there, nice and clean. He had a lot of speed coming down there. Zach had DRS also, so maybe he's got trimmed off a bit of that extra downforce to help him overtake.
Yeah, they're eye contrast and Plebs. They're coming up the field. Where did they start? Like P9, P10. So they are making good ground, potentially on for maybe a podium tonight.
Yep, and those guys have been one of the few couple of drivers who I think have been penalty free all season so far, if I'm not mistaken. It's very important. I found when I was out on the
track that they're very good at saving by not going off track.
Yeah, and it can make a huge difference, especially if you get that late safety car, as we mentioned. Oh, getting a bit on that curve, a bit slidey as Combat Wombat. Is he there? He's just sitting around that 1 second mark. If he can just keep it within 1 second, last couple of corners. There's a slow Red Bull of Ola and Firesky. He's kept going though.
So another turn 5 victim for the night.
But
he's picked up some damage. Yeah, he's picked up damage on his left front end plate.
Well, it's good to see that he's kept going. We don't like to see it when unfortunately we lose drivers. The more the merrier, as I say. Combat Wombat not quite close enough into turn 1, and probably not going to be close enough into turn 2 on Honest Crook, who's got plenty of energy. It's quite easy to defend, I would say, in this track with only a couple of overtaking points, and you really need to have a bit of pace advantage to get past.
I reckon the riskiest place to defend in this track is turn 12, so right before the hairpin before the final corner.
Yep, a bit of a late move there, catch people off guard.
Yeah, you don't want to be doing much very moving on the braking.
Yeah, we don't like to see that moving under the braking, not at all. Let's go into turn 4. If someone pulls off an overtake in turn 4, I will be on my feet clapping. I think I'll be.
If someone pulls off an overtake in turn 4, they're legendary.
Yep, agreed. We'll give them legendary status. Yep. Or even on the outside.
Oh, even on the outside, yeah.
I'm not sure who gets higher legendary.
Verstappen and Hamilton had a go through there a couple of years back, 2019. So it can be done in the game, which is very risky.
You've got to have a very compliant person who you're fighting against to go through there. Very clever, and because it's very easy to go wrong. One little wrong move and you're both going to go And neither of those positions changing between Plevs and Eye Contrast and also Combat Wombat and Honest Crook. They're just holding on to them, as now we do start to see how difficult it is to overtake around this track if you don't have a huge pace advantage. Also, the gaps at the front starting to open up a little bit there. Alex Pato starting to drop off a little bit from Rip the Beans. So our main two on-battle actions, on-track action at the minute is between Combat Wombat, Honest Crook, Plevs and Eye Contrast.
Yeah, as I say once again, it's very close racing, this track. It's hard to overtake, but it's close racing.
Yeah, agreed. And we would love to see Turkey in this track, hopefully next year. I think Turkey's on the calendar next year, I believe. Is that right?
I think they're playing it by ear, I'm pretty sure.
Either way, I'm sure Cody's will have a lot of work to do with those extra tracks next year.
Yeah.
Plevs almost pushing Eye Contrast along there into turn 1.
He might get the move done. Oh, no, a bit too far out.
He's going to have a look, he's going to have a look.
At
He's just pushing him. He's, looking for that mistake that Eye Contrast is going to make that he can capitalize on. We'll keep a close eye on this battle, but I think he's going to have to settle in again for the rest of this lap, as it's going to be very difficult for him to make a move anywhere else, especially against such a highly rated driver as Eye Contrast. But I'm sure he'll be making him sweat under that helmet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the YouTube superstar would be thinking, how am I going to defend against this guy? He's very quick, defending the most cleanest way possible.
Yeah, I think he's just a few more laps and that medium tyre will slowly start to fade away, and that's what he's hoping for. Could bring...
he's going to be on for a good top 5 finish still.
Lap 55, that's what Buster's calling lap 55. Got a long way to go to lap 55, but we'll... yep, that's when the tipping point he reckons is going to be. And let's see if he's close enough now, this time round. Not quite, not quite. Eye Contrast is very low on ERS now. He's been defending a lot, and so I'm not sure how long he's going to be able to hold on to this for. Plevs having saved a little bit more energy than him. I think he's just going to go for a little bit of recharge this lap, and hope and try for next lap. Might have used up too much battery this lap, as we see a change in position down here with the Alfa Romeos switching positions. Dan the Racer on those old 25 lap medium tyres.
Yeah, the two Alfa Romeos have been racing all night, all race so far. So, that's Chronic Saint.
He once again has pulled into the pits and DNF'd. He's seems to be making a habit of that, which is a bit of a shame, because we'd rather see him on track there. And like I said before, you never know when we're going to get a safety car, and that would put him right back into contention. So not always the best move to do that. Unfortunately, this has happened again. He retired in the pit lane, but his car has come back out onto the track, which is why you really don't want to see drivers retiring mid-race, because we run into issues like that, and that's going to potentially impact. Hopefully not. It's kind of where's their car's pulled up on the left here with the yellow flag. So, but yeah, that's not something we generally like to see. Is that retirement? We'd rather everyone stay in and race. But yeah, we'll move on. And these positions unchanging still. Combat Wombat has dropped out of the DRS range of Honest Crook, so he's going to want to try and just pull it back in there and look for another move. But now we are down to 13 drivers, having lost Chronic Saints, Kavudi and Jamie JW on the first lap there.
Yeah, Clev's still looking for the overtake on Eye Contrast, but just head down the field a bit and then...
Yeah, and Tinselman is caught right up to the back of Scotty. I don't know if Scotty's had a few nightmare laps or he's starting to struggle on those tyres. But yeah, he's right all over the back of him. As we see, Combat Wombat has gone off around in that tight middle section.
He's gone off at about, where would that be, turn 9.
Tinselman making the move on Scotty. And takes that podium spot off Scotty there. He's not having a... I think he's really starting to struggle on those tyres, is Scotty. He's just been dropping off the back of Alex Pato, whereas Alex Pato has been really pushing Rit the Beans along. He's caught right to the back of him, almost at DRS range. But yeah, did you catch what happened to Combat Wombat there?
I think he might have lost it on the outside curb of turn 9. So
that's
might have
terrible
lost
news
it
for
on
him. Plev's getting a bit ragged there, following eye contrast in the dirty air.
So 13 runners remaining, and so far it's Rip the Beans, Alex Pato, and Tinselman, your top 3.
Yes, hopefully Scotty will be able to keep on the back of Tinselman. We'll see how Tinselman now goes with his pace, but Scotty might try and make a attempt at regaining that position he just lost. But he was very strong at the start on the stint. Maybe he's just pushed those tyres a little bit too hard at the start of the stint,
I think
and they've gone off a bit.
He's struggling with tyre wear because he was very understeery through the final corner there.
Right, yeah. I think he may have pushed those a bit too hard at the start of his stint. He was flying through that pack, wasn't he? On that safety car restart. But again, Plevs just cannot get past the eye contrast. Just tactically using that battery. Plevs has got plenty of battery to use. Eye contrast very little, but just showing how hard it is to overtake and how easy it is to defend on this track. Scotty also just keeping up with the Tinselman. Maybe those guys will want to work together a little bit, see if Tinselman's got the pace to pull up to the back of the front guys, because they're a little bit out of touch with those guys, 4 seconds shy, and yeah, maybe Tinselman does have the pace to pull up to the back. Cooked is the word I would describe. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Tinsel's looking strong against Scotty. I'm not saying like they're gonna break the battle up right now, but he's looking strong. But
you're putting your money on Tinsel, are you?
Yeah. But you can't write down Scotty. He's a very good driver. Definitely
not. Do you know if he uses wheel or controller, does Scotty? We'll have to find out.
I have no idea. I'll try have a look the way he's turning the wheel. I think he's using a wheel. Just by the way you can see he's turning it.
Yeah, it does look quite flowing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's a little bit janky there. Unsure.
Rip the Beans cops a 3
Oh no. That is something he definitely... Maybe he's starting to feel a bit of pressure. Alex Pato in the DRS range of Rip the Beans. This is the first time I think he's had some closer contact with him. So yeah, definitely putting a lot of pressure under the Rip. And we'll see if he can hold on to that position now. Alex Pato definitely want to be challenging for his that will be his first win, I believe, on this in this tier.
Yeah, if he gets the win, I'll be happy for the guy. But
is that because he's driving for Ferrari?
Yeah, and also because he's played a good race also, and like he is a good driver.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. So he's got DRS now. Not going to be quite close enough, I think, this lap. I just want to slowly start reeling him in. Yeah, that's how I was asking. Yeah, it's not biased at all there, Ferrari Pro, are you? You want to see the Ferrari on the top step of the podium?
Yeah, I'd love to see him on the top step.
We all like to see the red car at the top.
Yeah. We all want to see Ferrari back in their traditional ways.
Traditional winning ways.
After their shocking 2020 season.
Yeah, that was just pain to watch for them. Absolute pain.
Especially me being a Vettel fan and Ferrari fan. I couldn't go to.
Indeed. Are you happy to see him in Aston Martin now?
Yeah, it's good to see him in Aston. Like he's already got. I still count Hungary as a podium, but like it's good to see that he got that podium in Baku. It just shows that you can't write off a driver in a low-paced car at their favourite track.
Well, I think Aussie Blake is disagreeing with you there in the chat. I think about your Ferrari on the podiums.
Oh, I think Oz is a McLaren fan, so...
Is he? Yeah, Aussie. Blake, what? Who do you think should be on the podium in general and in this race? Aussie Blake, let us know in the chat. My name is Jeff, also on the DRS of... yeah, that's a shame, Combat Wombat. We were riding on board with you plenty there, and it's a unfortunate, sad way to go.
Yeah, good racing, man.
Yeah, old Jeffrey there on the back of Honest Crook. He does have those fresher 5-lap advantage, fresher tyres. Also, Alex Pato very close to the back of Rip the Beans. We'll just see if Jeff can have a nice little look down here into turn 1. Not quite close enough, just settles in behind him. Maybe
braking very late there. Grabbing a 10 for 2.
Not going to be close enough, I think, this lap down into turn 2 either. And this Danny Lando Russell. That's the Aussie Blake's McLaren podium ways. Yeah, we do love a bit of Daniel Ricciardo and Lando in the McLaren. Obviously, Russell, fan favourite there. The Tinselman. You want to see Tinselman on the podium?
Yeah, Tinsel would be awesome to see him. Especially on the top steps.
Honest Crook picking up another 3-second penalty there. Yeah, they were running so well last week with a Mercedes, Tinselman as well, and then just had that...
Alex Pato in the pits.
Yes, that's onto the hard tyre as well.
So you might be looking to take them to the end of the race.
100, yep, definitely, and that might trigger a few more pit stops now. I'm sure Rip the Beans and Tinselman would have seen that. They might be thinking, oh, he's going to try the undercut and get past it, because he's right behind Rip the Beans. Rip the Beans is going to be worried about an undercut 100% now. And whoa, he's pushed too hard around and he has gone into the wall, has Rip the Beans.
That is a very big crash.
That's a safety car. Yep, I'm not surprised after that. Just got, maybe, you know, he saw that he'd come into the pits. He was like, I've got to push this lap to prevent that undercut. But and pushed too hard around that tricky corner of turn 5. I don't think he got onto that curb, but he just pushed that a little bit too hard as the rear end gets loose, and that's Rip the Beans out again.
That was big impact there. I've got to look at the replay of that.
Yeah, if you could check that out for us.
I think he might have just got on the curb of turn 5 there. We've seen a lot of drivers retired to it this race, so...
Yeah. We usually lose... How much do we... I think we usually lose around 50% of the drivers so far, as our current finishing rate. As we see a lot of drivers now jumping into the pit lane. And...
no, he didn't lose it on the curb.
He just dropped it, didn't he? Yeah, he was just it's that corner. It can get a little bit light, especially on those worn tyres. Very easy to send it round there. And bit of differing strategy now. Everyone's coming into the pit lane. There's some medium choices, some hard choices. Could you just check for me, for Scotty, what tyres he's run so far in this race?
So Scotty has ran... He has run softs for the start and medium to medium.
Okay, so he does have that fresh set of medium tyres. I think all these guys are going to be going to the end. Well, they're going to have to go to the end unless we get another safety car. So there's some very interesting strategy calls happening here. Some drivers opting to go for the hard, some going for the medium tyres. And as we've seen time and time again on these restarts, the hard tyres are not really a tyre you want to be on. So Scotty... High contrast, Honest Crook and Jeff are going to be very hot on this restart.
Yeah, the hard tyres, they're shocking for restart, for first lap restarts, and then also on your out lap after getting them.
Yeah,
shocking tyre to get up the grip.
Down the race of their late pit stop onto the medium tyre. But yeah, this is going to completely reset this race. And we just got through a quick...
make it up again.
Yeah, he's going to be able to catch up to the back of the pack, and that puts him back in the race.
Yeah.
The top 5 guys there with no penalties, keeping it very clean. And we've lost 5 drivers of Jamie JW on the first lap, Kavudi, Chronic Saints retiring, Combat Wombat unfortunately, and then just lost Rid the Beans. Has he done medium, medium, hard, Tinsel? What has Tinsel done?
Tinsel has done. He has done medium, medium, hard.
Yeah, good job, Aussie Blake. He's on point with his strategy calls. Maybe he should be our new Ted on the pit wall.
Yeah, good old Blake Kravitz.
Blake Kravitz.
Yeah, Aussie Blake Kravitz.
That's your new. We've just given you a new nickname, Blake Kravitz, and that is what shall formally be known as from now on. Yep. So once again we've got a reset now. So this is the second safety car. I think we've usually had three safety cars in the races. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's another one a little bit later on. But now half race distance, and of course these guys are going to want to look to go to the end, have a clean rest of the race, and try and get to the end on these tyres. So the medium runners are going to want to pounce as fast as possible on those medium tyres, and the hard runners are going to want to try and keep them at bay. And of course it is difficult to overtake on this track, but we have seen plenty of overtakes in the opening phases of restarts. So this will be quite an interesting restart. Medium won't, Buster calls it, medium won't last, he reckons. He reckons the medium will not last. Aussie Blake is not sure how he feels about his new nickname of Blake Kravitz. It's not your nickname anymore. We've changed, that is your new name. It's not a nickname. We've changed it. So, not great. Oh, that cuts deep. Ferrari's Pro spend a lot of time and care and love putting into that nickname for you.
I'm sad, man. Do you want Ted Aussie Blake?
Ted Aussie Blake. It doesn't quite have the same ring to it though.
Yeah, true.
It's a bit of a mouthful.
We're still out for another lap.
One more lap on this safety car. I'll just run you through that order real quick with Tinselman currently sitting in pole position. Alex Pato still in that second position there. Scotty in P3 on the medium tyre, first one on the medium tyres. Plebs P4 on the hard tyre. iContrast. It's funny how it's turned around now. iContrast was on the hard tyre, Plebs on the medium, he couldn't get past. And now, iContrast is the one behind on the medium tyre with Plebs on the hard in front. So we'll see if iContrast can do what Plebs couldn't do on that medium. And he doesn't like Ted either, so apparently we can't win. And
alright, we'll make it Aussie Blake still.
Okay,
Aussie Blake.
We'll go back to Aussie Blake.
Yeah.
Zach JW on the hards. One is Crook in 7th on the mediums. My name is Jeff on the mediums, also in 8th. Twitch Liddy and down the race are P9 and P10. Good finish for those, if they can keep in this race. Good finish for those Alfa Romeo boys, both picking up points there. And Ola and Firesky in the Red Bull rounding off our order in P11. He's now caught up to the back of the pack, so he's back in the race.
Yeah, this would be an interesting restart, as I say, once again. Because all the drivers on fresh tyres, apart from that Red Bull. But he is on nice, heated tyres. So hopefully he can gain some positions up, but I'm taking Tinsel to pull away for like the next 10 laps.
And the safety car in this lap. I'd love it if we could see the temperatures on the steering wheel of some of these guys. Just to see where they're at, and then we can understand. But unfortunately, I think Cody's got a lot of work to do with this spectator cam. I think there's a lot of improvements that could be made. But we'll see how Tinsel restarts this race. We'll stick on board with Scotty and see how he goes. He's really getting up alongside Alex Pato there, and we'll see when Tinselman decides to get this race going. He's gone already. Around that last corner.
And we are green.
He's not really pulled away, maybe as much as but he's kept that gap consistent between all the guys. A couple of guys looking down the inside, no one really making a move into that first corner there. The gap's all very consistent, very equally spread apart. So it was a good restart from Tinselman holding on to that position. Scotty now getting all over the back of Alex Pato. 2/10 now separating these guys. He's having that fresh advantage of the medium tyre.
Ooh. Just getting a bit squirmy there in the front end.
Yeah, eye contrast also looking at it. I wonder if we'll see any overtakes before the DRS comes active, but if they can all keep these gaps, then it's going to be very difficult to overtake with this. We'll see a bit of a DRS train forming, but already Zach JW has dropped off the back of eye contrast. He's not been able to keep the pace, and the pack has already split into 2 distinct groups.
Jeff with a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, those medium guys all over the back of the hard runners, and that's going to sort of help Tinsel a little bit, as Alex Pato is probably going to be looking more in his mirrors than forward.
Yeah, Scotty's looking very racy here as he pulls out to the ends and doesn't get it.
Yeah, a bit of weaving from the Alpine in the back there as well. Yeah, not going to be quite close.
Alex with a bit of sideways there, oversteer.
Right up behind them. Yeah, that's sort of helping Tinsel out a little bit, but he hasn't quite dropped him. It's going to be a lot of pressure, early pressure. Is Alex Pato is going to be, but if he can just hang on to this, it'll slowly start to come back to him. And as we know, yeah, very hard to overtake here. Just needs to put his car in all the right places on the track just to keep them behind him as long as he can until the tyre advantage changes. Eye contrast also very close to the back of Plevs. Plevs will now be feeling the pressure that eye contrast has been feeling for most of this race from him, so he'll get to return that favour to him.
Yeah. So lap 38.
Yeah.
This race is going pretty good. What do you reckon, Black Moon?
Yeah, it's been a... You always get worried a bit about Hungary because it's always famously difficult to overtake, but we've had plenty of action here, plenty of overtaking, and some really good consistent racing from the boys. Some very close battles to watch. And Aussie Blake there, Ted Aussie Blake Kravitz calling that Scotty and Contrast will be very strong, but then drop off at the end, he reckons, in the next 20 to 25 laps.
I can't see the mediums going that long.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be very... I think they can take them, but it'll be very difficult. I believe that they'll be able to hold on to them. They're just going to be smart about how they race. Yep, that'll...
Another safety car comes out, that'll be... I don't know if they'll box or something.
Yeah, I'm sure they would probably all come in and change onto... well, I guess it depends what lap that potential safety car might happen, either soft or... No one will have fresh mediums, I don't think, anymore. I think we've had enough. Scotty getting a little bit, maybe too much on that curb there. Just going to be careful. All falling in this dirty air. Down the race is all over the back of Twitch Liddy also. He's a little bit wide, is Scotty there. Now's not a time where you want to pick up penalties. Sorry?
They all have really good battery deployment.
Yeah, so they'll be charging the battery through all the lap and then deploying on those 2 straights. It's very easy to keep the battery life on this track. I think just all those braking zones in the middle, and not really needing it through that second half of the lap. There's Tinselman looking to break the toe down the straight, and no one's going to be quite close enough to make a move. I think they're going to be... This is going to settle into another rhythm here. Going to be pretty difficult to get past these guys. Honest Crook also looking for a move.
Oh, very close there from Scotty. Nearly ran up the backside of Alex Pato.
Yeah, he's going to want to push him as hard as possible. Hopefully push him into a mistake. But here, Alex Pato's looked very strong. Very clear-headed through this race so far.
Yeah, he's driving very mature right now. All of them are.
Indeed, indeed.
All having a good race.
Mine is Jeff all over the back of Honest Crook for P7. It's going to probably struggle a little bit to get past him there, especially Honest Crook is going to have the DRS from his teammate Scotty. Oh, sorry, Jeff gets on that curb. He just manages to hold on to that.
Save.
Oh, heart in your mouth moment there. Ooh, that was very close
to play, Jeff.
Going all wrong. It's allowed the Alfa Romeos to catch up though, and he's just off the back of there. But his heart will be beating from that.
Yep.
To see a raft of fast laps. Oh, indeed. Which are fastest laps coming through the top runners here. No change of position there. They're just really struggling, I think, to get anything done on these guys. Yeah, Scotty all over the back here. Tinselman hasn't really pulled away. He's got the good...
I think you'd be making that as an advantage at the fact that Alex and Scotty are going to be battling each other, so
Yeah.
maybe it gives him a bit of time, like, to just pull away.
Yeah, he might not be wanting to push those tyres too hard too early. Is the Tinselman just sort of keeping things under control? He might even be sort of thinking about backing Alex into Scotty a little bit there, letting those guys fight with each other.
Yeah, a bit of Lewis Hamilton stuff.
Tactics there, yeah. Clever racing, clever racing. That's some people, some people choose to employ some clever tactics here.
I think so far Toto Wolff and Bernardo and France Toss and that will be very happy if their drivers in the top 3.
Definitely. And Franz Tost, I think, will be... Oh, a late move from Eye Contrast on Plevs. Very late move there, and he taps the back of his wheel and sends him around. Plevs not going to be happy there. I think that's...
Has Eye Contrast picked up damage?
I doubt it, but what I think Plevs is going to do is give the position... not Plevs. Eye Contrast is probably going to give him the position back. Yeah, he's just shifted down. Yeah, just conceding a position there. Very respectful racing there from Eye Contrast, realising that he made that mistake there into that corner and just conceding the position. So that's good to see, and we can see this battle continue. It's good that no one was... I don't think he would have taken any damage from that, just tapping the back of the car. If anything, maybe Eye Contrast took a bit of end plate damage, but I don't think so from that.
He's not going off too much on the charts, so I think he's all good.
But that has allowed the Alpines to get through. So the Alpines sitting great points there.
Yeah, I think they might be wanting to hold on to that, because that championship, by the way I looked at it, the yellow flag sector 3.
Polar and Fire Sky got around. Looks like he's got it going again. As we see Plebs making a move straight away on Honest Crook. He's going to want to do the same thing now. He's going to want to get those moves done as soon as possible, and then put cars between him and Eye Contrast, as many cars as he can, and make a bit of a gap. As Eye Contrast is probably going to be stuck behind him now through this middle section of the track. And yes, Scotty getting past Alex Pato for P2.
So maybe Pato's feeling the hard tyre effect so far, but they seem 9 laps old. They might be nice and warm.
Well, maybe it's not so bad that he lets Scotty get past. If he can stay up, carry, just stay in that DRS range, they can pull him along. He did go, it looks like he just went purple in Sector 2 there, did Alex
purple
Pato.
for both sectors.
So he'll just want to just stay in contact with these guys, and maybe these guys will fight with each other, and that'll allow him to, an opportunity will present itself to make a move. As you see, all the guys that top setting fastest laps there.
That was close between Pato and Scotty's time. I think it was about a 10th.
Have a look at that. The fastest lap, yeah, you're not even that between Scotty and Pato. It was 100th, less than 100th between those two fastest laps. So very, very, very similar pace at the top there, even between the medium and the.
And Jeff's had a incident.
Yeah, he's gone around at turn 1. Looks like not ideal for him. Has he got damaged? He looks okay. He looks okay to me. Looks like he's got it going without any severe issues. But,
so both the Honda powered cars, both P10 and 11. Not the ideal spot they wanted to be, but still very good points for him.
Yep, everyone finishing will be getting points at the end of this race. Twitch Liddy was all over the back and down the race there. He's just dropped off a little bit. Eye Contrast still has not got past Honest Croak. That's going to be costing him
Scotty
time.
might be looking for a move on Tinsel up the main straight here.
We'll have a look at that. Is he going to... Oh, I love this camera angle here. Absolutely. Look, if you look at his
Yeah.
tire temperatures, if they're accurate, they are very cold. They're in the lower 80 degrees, which is a bit of a surprise to see. Not quite close enough is Scotty down turn 1. He might have a little look down into turn 2. I don't think he's going to be quite there.
He's braking very late, Scotty. I think that's what's getting him some good time gained.
On those medium tyres, he'll still have that pace advantage over the other guys in that he's the only one in the top 5 running medium tyres. So we'll see how this plays out for him in the long run. He might be at a disadvantage later, and he'll really want to be getting this move done as soon as possible and then start building a gap, because as those mediums fall away near the end, the hard runners will probably start to make up the gap there near the end of the race.
Maybe Scotty's looking for Tinsel to make a mistake by losing the back end or missing a gear, but I think Tinsel will be feeling the pressure now.
Yeah, it's important to keep piling on the pressure and just always be there in their mirrors, and just one missed brake point is all it takes into turn 1 or turn 2, and be very opportunistic. He's got a lot of closing speed, has Scotty, down into turn 1, but I think Tinsel has been getting a very nice, he gets a very nice run out of turn 1, does Tinsel on the power, very clean, and it's just allowing him to keep ahead through this section. Very, very similar amounts of errs, so we've seen this happen. Once you lose that momentum, you can sort of get stuck behind the car, which is exactly what has happened to Eye Contrast down in P7. Plev's getting that early move on Honest Crook has allowed him to build a gap, and Contrast just not quite being able to get past Honest Crook. Maybe he did take a little bit of damage on his end plate that we can't visually see from that contact with Plevs earlier, and it might be costing him a little bit around here.
Or he could have lost a little bit of confidence from the tap, maybe.
Indeed, yep. Yeah, Twitch leading again all over the back.
He's just not quite getting it.
Yeah, getting a little closer and closer throughout the lap. I think he's going to be looking for a move now. He's been setting this up. Honest Crook very low on the errs, so Alex Pato there again setting the fastest lap. He's caught up to the back of Scotty, but I think Eye Contrast is going to be looking very good for this move down now into turn 1. Honest Crook there taking the inside, allowing, it's pretty easily done from Eye Contrast down into turn 1, and gets that job done nice and clean. He's going to want to chase after Plebs now, as Twitch Liddy also making the move on down the racer into turn 1 at the same point. So maybe
now
down the races.
Thinking about it, if there's another safety car, I can't really see Plebs and Eye Contrast getting the podium, but I can definitely see them both 4th and 5th.
Well, it's going to be, if there is another one, what are you going to do? Are you going to stay out in those hard tyres, or are you going to try and go and pit? And we've just seen a car go round.
Another one, and that's Dan.
Down the racer, he gets going, which is good to see. Good to see. I don't know if he's taken any damage. We'll see through here. No, his car, he's got lucky there.
In the paddock, being in the paddock afterwards the race, the turn 5 corner would be getting inspected maybe by the stewards.
Yeah, they'll be getting a bit of a bad rep, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it'll be if there is another one, it will be interesting to see what some strategy calls get made here, because some people might choose to stay out, some people might choose to pit, and with the pack all bunched up, it might make a bit of a difference there on the pace differences between the guys. But this battle for P1 is certainly not over, as now Alex Pato has caught up to the back of these two drivers in front here. Oh, that looked very close on the inside.
If I was Tinsel or Alex Pato or Scotty or any of them right now, I'd be pitting for softs if there's another safety car.
Softs, you reckon?
Yeah. Because you'll have about 20, 22-ish laps to get to the end, and they'll be dead by the end, of course. But you'll still try.
I think it all depends on which lap it happens, right? If it even happens.
Yeah. If it happens, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, as we just saw then down the race, losing on that turn 5, it's a very fine line between losing it and not hitting the wall, and losing it and hitting the wall. And yeah, so you got to be very careful, just keep it out of the wall. And in these closing stages of the race, fatigue does tend to creep in. These guys have been racing for quite a while now, and it's very easy just to have that lapse of concentration and just drop it on a curb.
And it's a twisty and high demanding circuit also, so I think you are right with the fatigue there.
Yeah, this gap just sort of getting a little bit stagnant here, about half a second between these two drivers. And Scotty just has not been able to make that move on Tinselman. He's been doing a great job defending his Tinsel, and it's the longer he keeps him behind him, the more the race plays into his hand for Tinsel.
Yeah, he's looking really good right now, Tinsel. In good form.
Just got to keep...
Scotty's getting ever so slightly closer each lap, but it just seems to be in the last corner that he's losing it. Oh,
down the racer.
Down the racer, and he's gone.
Gone up
and
the
there's
hill.
A
safety car. Oh, this is going to change things up a lot now. Yeah,
and Tinsel's just coming around turn 13 right now, so
he'll be able to make that call. Let's see what he will do here. What will the guys do? Tinsel's going in. What's Alex Pato? Alex Pato. Oh, he chooses to come in very late. Oh, and almost loses it. He wasn't sure. He was umming and ahhing. Should I stay out? Shall I come in? He does cut across that pit line there. We have seen a few drivers do that. Softs. So, yes, Tinsel taking the first. There's definitely going to be differing strategies here. Scotty also going on the softs. Alex Pato choosing to go on their used mediums. He chose to go on. This is going to be a very interesting end to this race. Everyone else also choosing to come in. Let's see what these other guys... yes, Eye Contrast did have damage from that contact with Plebs. So that was what was costing him getting past Honest Crook. It has cost him a few positions. Yep. He's also on used medium tyres. But yeah, that late safety car again triggering has just really spiced up the end of this race. We're going to get a sub-20 lap sprint to the end.
Yeah, Plebs and Zach still on those hards, so I don't think they will hang on to it.
This is...
You got fresh stops against old hards.
I would agree with you. I don't think that's going to be the right call for these two guys. Spitting onto those hard, they're going to struggle on the restart, especially against Tinsel and Scotty on the softs right behind them. They're going to struggle very much so.
Plebs is trying to burn off as much fuel as he can.
Yep, we've seen him do that before. Yep.
I think Tinsel might be getting the same idea soon. Yep, he's getting the same idea.
Well, that allows Olarin to catch back up to the pack again. And that puts him in a top 10 finish. That's a shame for Dan the Racer. He was running pretty good. They're both alphas in the points, and yeah, just a shame.
So either way, if they all finish, they're getting a point in the game and also a point in Race Spec.
Indeed, as of course Race Spec points scores, the point system is all the way down to 15th place. So these guys will be picking up a little bit more than the regular points that you would expect.
So we're one lap away from the 25% to go of the race.
Is he?
Wait, sorry, my bad.
No, he would have changed. No, but yeah, he would have. I think the game will automatically change tyres whether you like it or not when you come in the pits. But they will be used mediums he'll got on. He won't have any. He would not have had any fresh medium tyres.
Yeah. So a bit of mixed strategy calls here.
This is it's definitely going to make it very exciting at the end here. I think Plebs and Zach, they're going to really want to be holding on and fighting for that position, trying to keep those guys behind them. But it's going to be very difficult with Scotty and Tinsel both on those fresh soft tyres. They're going to be all over the back, and this could potentially lead to a bit of a messy restart. Then you've got the two guys on medium tyres, Alex Pato. My name is Jeff. I don't think Jeff pitted, did he? He opted to stay out, and that's sort of gained him quite a few positions out of that safety car. We will. Let's take a moment to have a look at the penalties as well. With Zach 3 seconds, Jeff 6, Honest Crook 3, Twitch Liddy and Ola and Firescan 3. So that could well play a part in the position, finishing position if they stay quite close together, as the safety car is coming in this lap.
This will be an interesting restart also.
We'll stick on board with Tinsel, I think. Sounds like
he's lost it. Plebs has lost it. Heating up his tyres.
He's not going to be happy with that. On the restart, the worst possible time to do that on those hard tyres. Just he would not have had temperature. That's what I've said before. Zach is going to be in big trouble now with those two soft runners behind him. He goes.
Oh, there's an end plate in the background.
Zach has gone away, and Tinsel is going to look to the outside into turn 1. Is he going to be able to come around here? No. There's also Scotty looking down the inside. Tinselman around the outside. It's 3 wide. It's 3 wide, and this is going to lose the position, is he, to Scotty as well, who goes around the outside of turn 2. Yes, he does those hard tyres, having an atrocious start also. Alex paid on the mediums. Is he going to go for a move into turn 4? That's what we want to see. Yes, he does, but Zach relinquishes the position, choosing not to go too wide into turn 4. Probably a smart move from him. But now we also see Honest Crook on the soft tyre. Is he going to look for a move on his fellow Alpine? I don't think Zach is... If there's any team orders at Alpine, Zach is... they're not going to want Zach to hold up Honest Crook. He's going to want to get past him because Eye Contrast is also right behind there on the medium tyre.
Yeah, very good restart there from all the top 3 actually, all making up a place. So we saw Alex with that very good overtake on Zach, and yeah, it just came in their favour. It's a shame that Plebs had his incident under the safety car, but he will be looking ever so stronger. Yeah?
Yeah, Honest Crook is really going to want to get past his teammate here, because on those fresh soft tyres, you know, Eye Contrast has dropped off a little bit. He's going defensive, is Zach. Will he fight this too hard? Yeah, he has. He's not letting him past. There's no team orders down at Alpine, it looks like.
Yeah, I think they would be both on the radio saying, let me through him faster.
Yeah. It's going to cost the team points. I don't know if these guys are playing a team game or they're racing for themselves. But, yep, Zach definitely not wanting to concede that position. Pleb's already making a position. Oren Firesky as he is pitted. He's dropping those soft tires. I don't know if he had damage or something, but Plebs is effectively out of the race at this current stage. So far behind. It was the worst time for him to drop it. Honest Crook all over the back of Zach. That's how poor the hard tyre is, that worn hard tyre with the temperatures. Honest Crook is going to be screaming, let me through, because Eye Contrast is right behind these guys, and they're fighting, and it's going to just allow these guys, allow Eye Contrast to catch up, and he's going to take full advantage of these two boys battling.
Keep it clean, boys.
Tinselman there setting fastest lap of the race.
First time this race we've seen 117.
Yep, and DRS is going to be enabled this lap now, but the boys at the front, they've made up, they've sort of split up the gaps there very nicely with the soft tyres at the front, medium in the middle, hard. There. Honest Crook looking for a move down the inside, turn 2. He's got a little bit too deep into Zach and gone round. Getting that car spun around, he is going to be very frustrated in that Alpine. Where's Plebs? He's too far back to make a move on that. But he is going to be very frustrated. He's going to be saying, I was quicker, you know, we shouldn't have been fighting. But yeah, I think he just went a little bit too deep into turn 2 there. I think Zach gave him enough room. Has he got more damage? Oh yeah, no. That's been a shame. That is a real terrible for
you got to skill for the guy though. He was having a good race, and then he could have, if he got past his teammate, he probably would have had a chance at a podium maybe.
Yeah. Well, on that soft tyre difference there for with Alex Pato ahead on the medium tyres, that's just a real shame for him. Now these boys at the front have to think about their tyres, as Ted Aussie Blake Kravitz points out, our strategy man in the chat, that they don't want to push those soft tyres too hard in this early stint because they've got to go and still another 15 laps as it got darker as well.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Look at the clouds forming. So maybe a bit of a Russian GP end.
Yeah, that would certainly make a spicy race extra spicy hot in the closing stages. But Scotty putting a lot of pressure on the Tinsel man. These guys are now building up a nice gap, and they probably don't want to be fighting too much now as Honest Crook comes into the pits. Plevs taking that position of P8. These guys probably don't want to fight too much. They want to build that gap up to the cars behind, because as we get further and further into this end of this little sprint, their tires will start fading, and I'm sure Alex Pato will be there waiting to take advantage of any tyre wear issues or any issues these guys have with each other.
I've got some news also for the Turkish Grand Prix right now. Apparently it has started raining in the paddock.
We were expecting rain, weren't we? I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Weekend.
And we could even be expecting rain here at the Hungary, so...
Well, that would be very, very exciting. And I contrast right at the back of Zach JW, and same with Twitch Lady on My Name is Jeff. It's going to be a pretty easy move, I think, for Eye Contrast. He breezes past Zach on those hard tyres, and I think Zach was probably expecting that. Also, Twitch Liddy trying for a move around the outside of Jeff. Jeff was a bit slow out of that exit, and that's given Twitch Liddy the inside, and he's taken that move. Yep, he's done. Whoa, Jeff getting a little bit squirrely on the exit there. And Eye Contrast up into P4.
Yeah, so he's made a good comeback this race after that incident with Plebs.
Yep.
Costing the front wing damage, and he's up into a comfortable fourth.
Now the question is, can he get onto the back of Alex Pato? Does he have the pace to catch up to him?
I think Alex would be feeling the pressure again now.
Yep, he'll see Plebs there. He'll be watching that delta in his...
He's got 14 laps to go. Same as Tinsel, 14 laps to go on the pressure from Scotty. The AlphaTauri looking very strong.
Yep, and those guys on the mediums, I think they'll be fine to the end. There are no issues whatsoever. Same with probably Zach. But we'll see. He does have Twitch Liddy behind him on 5 fresh mediums, so there could still be a switch for... There'll be a battle for P5, I'm sure, as those mediums, he's moving along quite nicely on them.
Yeah, it's shaping out to be an exciting end to the race. If there's another safety car, I don't even know what will happen there. That would be insane.
Well, yeah,
I think...
yeah, we can still get a late safety car, can't we? Definitely.
Yeah.
But although
I think it's only like 3 laps to the end they don't come out.
The gaps have sort of opened up now to over. The only close battle we've got here at the minute is the battle for the lead. Scotty just keeping Tinselman very honest, and Tinselman, let's just talk about Tinselman a little bit. He's led an absolutely fantastic race. He's run really strong through there and just battled his way, picked his moments, and made some overtakes exactly where it counts, and picked the correct strategy to be on. And I think he fully deserves this victory. So, but it's going to be tough this last part of the race, probably maybe the toughest he's had so far. And Scotty don't want to be doing that too often, getting wide out on those curbs. None of those guys at the front have picked up any penalties yet, and they definitely won't want to, because that will have a huge impact, I think, on their position with them being so close after that safety car.
Yeah, just going back to Tinsel there for a moment. He had that very good start off the line that put him in the P2, then later on in the lap in P1.
Indeed.
Yeah, he has had a good race. A bit of an up and down, but now he's just leading, which is very good to see for him.
Yeah, especially after that disappointment that he had last week in Austria. This will be a great finish for him if he can hold on to this P1. Name is Jeff there, catching up to a little bit to the back of Twitch Liddy. He's not quite pulling away as much as he wanted to, and but he is gaining. Twitch Liddy is gaining on Zach JW slowly, bit by bit.
We got 12 laps to go on this race, and anything can happen so far. This is at Formula One, and as we know, this sport can change very quickly in a lap or two. So
it's never over till it's over, as they say.
I just heard the crowd roaring, so maybe someone lost it or something and just regained it.
I don't think we've had any position changes, but what I can tell you is that my name is Jeff. He's definitely catching up to the back of Twitch Liddy. He's deployed a lot of his battery though, so he's going to need to recharge that if he's going to try and make another attempt on. But both those guys actually very low after that restart, pretty heavy on their battery use. The only person that's got a lot is Zach JW here. He'll be saving that
Jeff's helmet. Oh, I like Jeff's helmet. That colour it's nice.
Oh, that sort of Brazilian sort of theme going there.
We have a yellow oh, and that's Fire Sky.
He's gone round on that corner again.
Lost it at
Is he out? No, he's still going.
Oh no. He's lost it at the penultimate corner.
Lost his end plate there. I think he'll be coming into the pits there. Key thing for him at the moment is just keeping it out of the barriers, because he'll pick up some of those tasty points if he finishes.
Yeah, all he has to do is finish the race, and as he said, keep it out the barriers. So, another one is sector 3, but
he's retired in the pit lane.
Oh,
that's I'm not sure why you go and do that when you're only 10 laps out of finishing and finishing in the points.
Well, at least his AI car hasn't came out on the track and destroyed anyone's race. So
yeah, that's good. But yeah, a bit of a confusing move there. And my name is Jeff down the inside of Twitch Liddy at turn 1. Nice clean move there, easily done. And he's going to hold that through turn 2 as well and takes that position. So it's going to be the AlphaTauri's looking to have a very strong finish today.
Oh, sorry for this inconvenience. I'll be right back. I just got to get an iPad charger.
No problemo. We don't want to lose you.
Alright. Yeah, we'll be back. I'll be back.
Oh no, my name is Jeff has lost it round that infamous turn 5. He was going so good there. Luckily, I think he has not taken any damage. We'll just have a check for this. Yeah, he's kept the car all clean, which is great to see he's got going. And he's only lost the 1 position from that. As long as he keeps himself 9 seconds ahead of Plevs, he will hold on to that P7, but oh, that's a shame for him. He was looking to have a very strong finish. At least he's kept it in the race. But the gaps now have opened a little bit to the front. Tinselman pulling away from Scotty, which is good for Tinselman, just relieving a bit of the pressure for him, and he can recharge his battery a little bit just in case he poses a threat a little bit later on. But has Scotty pushed too hard on those tyres again? We keep seeing this from him. He pushes very early on, and are you back with us now?
Yep.
So yes, just recapping that, Jeff, maybe he took some damage as well. He's coming to the pits. Unfortunately lost it at turn 5. And now he's coming to the pits as well, so that's a bit of a shame for him. Yeah, but I was just discussing, Scotty is dropping off the back of Tinselman quite a lot at the minute, and I was thinking that maybe we've seen this quite a lot from Scotty. He has a lot of strong early pace on the fresh tyres, but maybe he's just got a little bit too much of that tyre wear, and as the stint goes on, he just starts to drop back more and more.
His tyre wear could be fairly high, and he might be just thinking, I'm taking these to the end, I'm just going to settle for P2.
Yeah, but he does have Alex Pato behind him. On those, mediums will be probably looking a lot better than his worn softs, so he's got to maybe think about behind him too. Indeed, yeah. Ted Aussie Blake Kravitz in the dirty air has destroyed his tyres. Yes, I'm sure that he is a bit of a killer in this race, sitting in that dirty air the whole time, following those cars and not getting past. But yeah, he's slowly losing more and more time. I would have said maybe he'd backed off a bit, but he is just dropping back a little bit too much, I would say, as all the gaps are starting to open a little bit, and maybe that will give a bit of hope to Alex Pato. I'm sure his tyres will be pretty good, and he'll be wanting to if he is struggling with his tyres, Scotty, he'll be wanting to take advantage of that. And just as we say that, the gap is beginning to close between those two. So there could be a potential P2 on for Alex Pato trying to regain that position that Scotty took from him early on.
Yeah, I think it could be a P2 like you said.
A contrast just sitting comfortably in P4. Yeah, we've only got 9 drivers left in this race. We have lost Olarin Firesky, our most recent retirement in the pit lane. Dan the Racer, Rip the Beans was running so well. Combat One, but also Chronic Saints, again another retirement. And Kavudi and Jamie JW losing it on the first lap. Leaving us with Tinselman in P1, Scotty P2, Alex Pato P3, Eye Contrast in P4, Zach JW on the hard tyre, and now it's coming to his own on that, and P5, Twitch Liddy P6, Plevs having made that mistake on the safety restart before it restarted down in P7. My name is Jeff P8, P9, Honest Crook. That's going to affect the championship standings there a lot, with Plevs finishing so low.
Tinsel's just getting a bit of oversteer there in the chicane, but he keeps it. He keeps it alright.
Yeah, he's only got 8 laps left now. He's just got to keep it clean, is what Tinsel has got to do. He's got that nice gap there. The pressure's off a little bit. Don't want to lose any. Don't want to lapse of concentration now would be not good. So keep that focus up and just keep it clean. Keep it consistent, and he should be fine here, as Scotty is now just dropping more and more off the back of him, and Alex Pato sort of still sitting around that 3-second mark, not really closing that gap too much.
Yeah, so
not too much track action at the moment between these guys, with the gaps opening up.
Fairly spread apart.
Indeed, indeed. Bit of an anti-climax to I mean, we had a huge climax on that safety car restart with that 3 wide moment.
Yeah.
But it has settled down a bit now.
That was big. Yeah.
Broke Vegan, shout out for PRL.
I really think that it'll be settled like this. Six laps to go. If they all keep it clean, it'll settle like this.
It's very easy though. My name is Jeff, setting the fastest lap on those fresh. He's going to pick up that extra point for fastest lap on the soft tyre there. That just shows you how slow those guys at the front are running, with him setting a fastest lap. He is looking pretty okay for P8. Is My name is Jeff, with the penalties they've got at the minute, as long as they don't add any more onto their list. But yeah, Tinselman clear pace there, but Alex Pato is definitely catching up to the back of Scotty. He's got 5 laps to close that 2-second gap, and that is definitely going to be a big carrot on the stick for him. He's going to be pushing that. It's very easy with speaking about Tinselman, it's very easy when there's not much pressure to just lose a little bit of focus and the mistakes start creeping in, but props to him so far. He's keeping it nice and clean. But there might be some last minute action from Alex Pato. If he can keep this pace up of Scotty, maybe you can do a quick pace check for us, Ferrari Pro, and check what lap times those two boys are setting.
So they are
on average.
So Alex Pato with a on lap 65. Set in the 28.09 in the first sector. Haven't got the second yet.
What was his previous? What was their previous lap times for those two guys?
1:18.4.
And for Scotty,
his previous lap times, and then for Scotty, it was it just takes a bit to scroll down. And his last time was a 1:19.2.
So quite a big difference, and that is continuing through this lap. I think that's Alex Pato's really starting to push now. He can see that gap starting to close. And will it be enough with only a few laps remaining now? Is 1.7 gap.
Ooh, bit of a tank slap in there, I think.
Yeah. So you can see that he's really pushing this car along. And he doesn't have that much...
buddy, don't push that hard.
Yeah, doesn't have that much battery left but as he's just pushing, he'll want to save a little bit of that for the overtake if he wants to try and get it done. Scotty obviously not having that much battery either, but he does not know that. Coming through now the middle sector chicane.
He can see the rear wing clearly of the AlphaTauri Honda, so he's going for it.
Oh yeah, and he's getting in the middle sector. That is where Scotty's losing his time. Look, he was keeping through the first sector, keeping about the same, but he's lost a good half second in that middle, even more than that in the middle sector. And that's where their soft tyres are really struggling. He might even get DRS by the end of this lap. He's really made a surge for it on this lap.
He's nearly within the detection.
He is. There he is. That'll be DRS. He was 9/10 there. So. Yep, DRS open. Scotty is going to have a hard time now. He's going to want to save his ERS as much as possible and try and keep him behind in the straights.
They've both got the same amount of ERS.
Yep.
So not much to play for here, but then they're playing for that P2.
4 racing laps left of this Hungarian Grand Prix. Don't go anywhere yet, folks, because we're going to see a last lap showdown, I think, between these two drivers. Scotty is not going to want to give up this position after his hard work, and Alex Pato is really going to want that P2 back that he had earlier on. You can see how much Alex Pato is pushing right to the limits. Scotty not even close. He's not got confidence in those tyres. I don't think he'll be able to get past him in this middle sector, which is lucky for Scotty because this is where he's struggling the most.
You might have a look down into that into the one that I was saying that don't move on the braking. So
turn 12. Oh, a bit of a snap there under the dirty air of Alex Pato. That's alright, keeps the car going. That'll keep his heart going, keep him awake. Yeah, he's getting it nicely hooked up under the dirty air. Right up to the edge of the track, he's really pushing is Alex Pato. He wants his position, so we'll see how it goes with the DRS now open.
He might have to send it.
Getting too much there. Unfortunately, my name is Jeff has gone round in Sector 2 on the chicane. He's got going again, and I don't know if he's taking damage.
No, I can't see any damage on his end plates or wing in general, so I think
it's good to see that he's got going. Yeah, it wasn't quite close enough this lap, Alex Pato. I think he'll want to try and save his ERS. Scotty had to use quite a bit to stay ahead. Oh, he's right up the back of him now. As Onyx Crook has just gone into the wall, I think, just as they went past. Maybe he was trying to get out of the way and has accidentally, with 3 laps to go, there's a real shame for Onyx Crook.
He's over the track, but I don't think this will be a safety car.
I think it might be too late for a safety car, hopefully. We don't want to see a safety car ruin this battle that we have going on here, this last lap battle between these two guys. And yeah, Alex Pato just having so much more grip.
As Tinsel about to enter the 69th lap of the race, and the white flag will be out next time around. As I'm taking my NASCAR.
He's got so much understeer around that. Oh, he almost lost it on the curb! Scotty having so much understeer. Alex Pato looking at the inside, and that just cost him on that curb. He was really charging his ERS that lap, and that's really cost him a lot. He's really pushing into that first corner. A lot of lateral movement through that car there. And that might have just given Scotty the breathing room he needed in this last part of the race.
Yeah, so very lucky there from Pato. He just gets to save it at that turn 14 corner.
Bit of frustration creeping in, I'm sure.
Closer, he's getting closer. This will go down to a last lap showdown between Scotty 793 and Alex Pato 94.
Pleb's coming into the pits for fresh softs. He's going to want to go that fastest lap. He's going to salvage some points there because he knows he's not going to lose the position, grab an extra point from the fastest lap. But yeah, this is definitely going to go all the way down to the last lap, and he's only going to really have one opportunity, and that is going to be turn 1 and turn 2. He's going to want to keep it really clean, get as close as possible now into these last couple of corners. And he's just going to want to keep it nice and close and clean. He gets a bit of a snap on that corner. Not what he needs right now. Coming around the final corner now. DRS open. He's looking very close. Scotty moving straight away to the inside to try and cover that off. And Alex Pato going outside. He's got a nice overlap on him. Gets past him before. But Scotty also looking, contesting that first corner. down the inside. Scotty just leaving enough space, but the outside is turned into the inside for Alex Pato, who now has the inside for turn 2. Scotty not quite, and is Alex Pato through into P2. Scotty not quite managing to hold on. That's a real shame for him, but congrats to Alex Pato on that final move, getting it done when he needed to. And we're just going to stick on board just for a little bit more, see if Scotty has an answer, but I very much doubt it through this middle sector, because he's just going to struggle in the dirty air and the old tyres. And we're going to see Tinsel Man coming around the final few parts of this lap.
Crack the beers open, boys, because Tinsel's about to get it.
Tinsel Man now coming round the last corner. The Tinsel Man 25 for Mercedes.
Get in there, man. Yeah,
and he comes through. Good job from Tinsel Man there, taking P1 5 positions up from where he started. Alex Pato coming across the line, P2. Scotty, unfortunately, P3, but still securing a podium. Eye contrast. Great recovery from him up into P4. And I wonder how Plebs is doing on his fastest lap job. G4 Zach JW coming across the line to move into P5, and Plebs has gone purple through the middle sector. Twitch Liddy in P6. Plebs coming around the final couple of corners. Will he be able to snatch that fastest lap off Jeff?
Got another P14.
You would have thought.
He's got it.
Yep. Comes across the line to take a 16.1 fastest lap for Plebs. What a race. What a race.
What a race. That was a good race.
Yeah, we
very happy for Alex Pato.
Fastest driver, driver of the day, sorry. Twitch Liddy goes to Twitch Liddy. But yeah, Tinselman taking that P1 position. Good job. There he is on the podium doing this very strange dance move. We love to see it.
Oh, he'll be cracking open more than the champagne tonight.
But yeah, that was a bit of a topsy-turvy race there, wasn't it? At one point with that safety car flipping almost like a reverse grid, and some crazy action there on different tyre strategies from those guys. Again, those people on the hard tyres struggling.
Ferrari's first podium of the season also in the Endurance.
Is it?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I haven't scored one.
There you go. Congratulations to them.
Yeah, not sure about Snickers Bud either, but yeah. Anyway,
we'll run through that order for you there. Tinselman P1, Alex Pato P2, Scotty P3, Eye Contrast P4, Zach JW P5, Twitch Liddy 6th, 7th, Plebs 8th. My name is Jeff, and that was all we had. Everybody, Honest Crook as well. Did he? Yep, and then the rest of them who didn't finish, all are in Fire Sky, Dan the Racer, Rid the Beans, Combat Wombat, Chronic Saints, Kavudi, and Jamie JW. Look, thanks for Fantha sitting in today. It's been a great race commentating with you, Ferrari Pro. And
it's been a good race, man. Thank you for letting me come through and into the comms box.
Yeah, no problem. It was a pleasure having you, and hopefully you'll get healed up and you can get back on the track and provide us with some great action too.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that it could be soon.
Indeed. All right, well, thanks from everybody here, and we will see you all next week when we'll be racing in Spa. So thanks for tuning in the chat, especially props to Mr. Ted Aussie Blake Kravitz. Loved your strategy calls, and we'll see you all next time.